So guys, we're now doing currency on 2.6 for a minute, okay? Now, what I'm going to say is this. A train ticket costs $54. €1 is worth $1.08. Now, here's what I need you to realize, okay? This becomes very easy if you do one thing. Do you understand that dollars will always be a bigger number than euros? If two people are equally rich, I'm a person in Ireland and I'm equally rich as somebody in America. He says he's worth $108,000. And I say, oh, I have €100,000 though. Are we equally rich? Because I just multiplied both of these by 100,000. So no matter what happens, dollars is always a bigger number than euros. But they're both worth the same. But the dollars is always bigger than the euros. So anytime you get one euro equals a number bigger than 1, that means that that currency will always have a bigger number than our currency. Does that make sense? So therefore, when you're doing this, what I say is that, remember, this means dollars is always bigger than euros. You happy enough with that? So you have two choices when you're doing this. You have $54. You can either divide by 1.08 or you can multiply by 1.08. There's only ever two choices. But what are we saying? Are we expecting a smaller number than 54 or a bigger number than 54? Smaller. So you try both of them out. You go 54 multiplied by 1.08. Alright, that made it bigger. So that has to be wrong. Go again. This time divide it. And you go, that made it smaller. That's what I was expecting. That's my answer. So you just say 54 divided by 1.08 gets you €50. Okay? Same thing with yen. If you look at yen, and yen is question 3, this yen is a really funny one, okay? Because €1 is worth 304 yen. And likewise, if a Japanese person came over to our country and goes, look at me, I have 3,040 yen, I'm loaded. Is he loaded? Is he full of money? No, he only has 10 quid. Okay? But it's very misleading. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that the number for yen is always much bigger than the number for euro. So yen is bigger than euro. It's a bigger number than the euro sign. So here's what here's what's happening here. My €240. When I convert that into yen, am I expecting a bigger number or a smaller number? Bigger. Am I going to divide by 304 or am I going to multiply by 304? I've multiplied to make it bigger. So there's only ever two choices, multiplication or division. You decide to multiply, and long and behold, when you have €240, you're worth 72,960, and that's that Y with the two lines going through it, yen. Okay, work away. Now, what happens here, guys, is another one. We have yen, and we want to convert yen to euro. Now, here's our choices. We have our 1,520 yen. We're converting it to euro. We have two choices. We can multiply by 304, or we can divide by 304. Which one do you think is the option? Because you want to turn it into a smaller number. So when you divide it into a smaller number, and 380. Okay, I think we're getting the general gist quite quickly, so we'll move on to something a bit harder, like question 7. Okay, this time euro to dollars, and this is an old question, okay? Because usually dollars is a bigger number than euro, okay? So, okay, here's my question this time around. Is euro a bigger number or a smaller number than dollars? How do you know it's bigger? It says 1.00 is a bigger number than 0.08. Your number for euro is always going to be bigger than your number for dollars. Okay. Now, a person buys this much from the bank. If the bank charges a commission of 2.5%, calculate the total cost in euro. Now here's the interesting part. If we only got we got deducted 2.5%. How much percent do we actually have then? How much of our money did we actually retain? We go into the bank with 100% of our money. The bank takes away 2.5. So 97.5% of our money was worth $3,430. I want to find out what 100% was worth. I haven't converted it yet. I just want to find how much was it worth in dollars before the bank took my money. So we go through 1%. So how do I go through 1% again? What do I do with that 3430? Okay, divided by 97.5. And then we find out what 1% is, which is, we'll probably just keep it as a fraction, I'd say, because it's, if you round it off, you introduce an error. So I'll just call it, you don't even, technically speaking, I can just multiply it by 100, can't I? And just get the answer right away. So, 3,517.95. Okay, round up to 95. 3517.95. Now, that's in dollars, yeah? So $3517.95. Now, we have two options when we're converting. Now, what are our two options again? We can divide by 0.98, or we can multiply by 0.98. What does our answer? Is our answer going to be a bigger number or a smaller number than 3517? Bigger. So, even if you don't know which one gives you the bigger number, try both of them out, and then whichever one gives me the bigger number wins. Okay? So let's try this out. 3517.95. I'll start by multiplying it by 0.98. I'm pretty sure that will lead me to a smaller number. It does. Okay? So now I go back, and now I try dividing it by 0.98. And that leads me to a bigger number. 3589.75. And that's euro. Everybody alright with that? Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Good old rand. This quite easy actually. Let's try this one. Now, an importer buys goods for this amount. Now, this is quite common, guys, for you to get amounts, buy stuff in another country, and then sell them off in your own country. Okay. Exchange rate is €1 is to 1.34. If you sell some for €1,100, find this profit in euro. So we want the profit in euro, which means we want the cost price in euro. Now, first of all, which is the bigger number, dollars or euro, in this specific question? Dollar is a bigger number than euro. Okay? So, we're expecting this dollar pricing, we're expecting a smaller number, not a bigger number. So what's the smaller version of that then? We're going to divide, aren't we? We can either multiply by 1.34, pretty sure that makes it a bigger number. Divide by 1.34, it will make it a smaller number. So 1286.4 divided by 1.34. 960. So it was worth €960. But how much did we sell it for? 1100 minus 960. We made, what's it, 140? Okay, €140. That's not bad. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, guys. It's very easy.